What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Scott here and welcome back to another Fallout 4 guide. This video has been made due to popular demand, and with that in mind, definitely leave a comment with ideas for other videos if there's something specific you want to know. Anyways, one question we've been getting a lot recently is how the hell do you constantly get melee and unarmed finishes outside of VATS in all your footage? Today, I'm going to answer that question, and luckily, it's a very simple answer, so it's something you could start doing straight away. Also, I will warn you that this method doesn't work 100% of the time, but it does increase your chances of a finisher happening by a ridiculous amount. In a nutshell, you'll want to be registering a kill on your opponent with both yourself and them on even ground, close together, and preferably not moving. You'll also want to register this kill by pressing the power attack button. By using this power attack button, not only do you cause more damage and therefore have more chance of registering a kill, but you simply increase the chance of a finisher. I've caused finishes when the damage wouldn't have even killed my opponent. It just works. You may also get one of these moments where instead of killing your opponent, you do an awesome animation where you sweep their leg or tackle them to the ground. So to elaborate on the technique, you really want to get your opponent and yourself on even ground. If you or your enemy is standing on stairs or up a hill or any other situation that's not level, it's going to be way harder to get a finisher. The other thing that helps is if your enemy isn't halfway through an action. So if they're not reloading or throwing a grenade, it just makes things easier. That said, I've got finishes on enemies who start reloading. It's just not as common. Also, don't forget distance. Don't be so far away so that only the tip of your weapon will just touch your opponent. You want to be relatively up close. The other huge thing I mentioned was movement. If you and your enemy are both standing still, it's way easier to get a finisher. That said, you can still get a finisher while your enemy is moving, and depending on where they're going, what direction they're facing, and whether or not you're sneaking, your finisher animation can vary. Often if you're getting the same finisher over and over, it's because you're using the same weapon and doing the exact same thing every time. So don't worry about movement too much, but try not to be running left while your opponent is sprinting past you to the right. The other thing to consider about standing still to get your finisher is that by planting your feet on the ground, you'll take advantage of the rooted perk, which is one of my favorites. This causes even more damage too, which causes more chance of a kill registering and therefore even more finishes. A good way to set this all up and get finishes all the time is to block enemy attacks. If you run into your enemies, they almost always throw a bash or a standard melee attack if they have a melee weapon, and then you can just plant, block, and press power attack. It's that easy. So that's it, guys. I really hope this video helped you out, and I strongly recommend subscribing if you're new to get more Fallout 4 guides and tons of awesome Fallout 4 builds delivered to you every week. Thanks so much for watching this video, and be sure to let me know in the comments section if you have any more advice for getting finishes in the game. As always, it's been Scott from Fudge Muppet, and I look forward to nerding out with you all again very soon.